Hi, my name is Lucas Fayo, and today we're going to be talking about Abraham Lincoln and his contributions to the United States. So, Abraham Lincoln's political career sprung into the national spotlight during his debates with Stephen Douglas for a Senate position in Illinois. The debates were basically a preview for the issues Lincoln would face during his presidential election in 1860. Slavery was a recurring topic of discussion during these debates. Lincoln became the president during a time of unprecedented sectional divide between the northern and southern states. Prior to the election, the South had become increasingly aggravated towards the North, partly because of many Northerners not complying with the fugitive slave laws. Many Northerners weren't returning runaways to their owners in the South. Also, there was an increased number of radical abolitionists like John Brown committing acts of violence in the name of emancipation. He tried to create an armed slave rebellion in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. Publishing of books like Uncle Tom's Cabin, which revealed the atrocities of slavery and showed the evil of slavery as well, also contributed to tensions between the North and South. Drastic economic differences had also developed among the North and South. The North had become very industrial with many factories, while the South was very agricultural. Much of their economy depended on slavery. After Lincoln was voted president, South Carolina quickly seceded. They would eventually be followed by 10 other states. An initial time of peace existed between the North and South. During his remaining months in office, James Buchanan declared secession unconstitutional, but did little else to stop the rebellion. The false sense of peace was broken after Lincoln became president and the Confederate States of America fired on Fort Sumter. On January 1st, 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared all slaves in the rebellious states and contested areas of the South to be free. As the Union forces advanced further into the Confederacy, more and more slaves were emancipated. Some previous slaves joined the Union militia. The proclamation also gained the North's support from Europe. Economic milestones during Lincoln's presidency included the Legal Tender Act of 1862, which led to the issuing of over 150 million greenbacks, which were not actually backed by gold or silver, but rather by the credibility of the U.S. government. The first income tax was also issued in 1863. Throughout the Civil War, the North's economy was able to remain more stable than that of the South's. This helped them win the war. With influence from Lincoln, Congress passed the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery and gave Congress the right to pass legislation to enforce the abolition of slavery. Unfortunately, many blacks were still subjected to involuntary labor due to black codes and racial prejudice remaining in the South. Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater on April 14, 1865. Booth supposedly decided to assassinate Lincoln after he gave a speech advocating voting rights being given to blacks several days before attending the theater. He died 39 days before the Civil War ended, but he was able to bring about the end of the war and the emancipation of slaves, and he paved the way for the reconstruction of America.